This holiday season, Ford wants to help you shine bright with a special offer on select Ford vehicles. Choose a vehicle.
Wins in the postseason so far over Clements, Memorial, and Summer Creek to the tune of a combined score of 158 to 28. Meanwhile, C.E. King, victories over Channelview, Clear Falls, and Hightower. They've scored 121 points in the playoffs. Excuse me, they've scored 138. They've given up 42. Captain's about to meet at midfield. Eric, what do you think? In order for one of these two to emerge victorious, what do they have to do tonight?
I think it's going to come down to whether C.E. King can stop that running game of Katy. And for Katy, I think it's going to be Koger. I think he's going to be the wild card tonight. I think in this game last year, he was very fortunate not to have some turnovers. So I think it's going to come down to the quarterback position tonight for Katy High School and the defense of C.E. King.
The winner of this game will meet the winner of Vandergrift and Dripping Springs. That's the Region 4 state quarterfinal. They're playing tonight, and we will try to keep you up to date as best we can on that one. This is the third consecutive Region 3 championship game appearance for the Katy Tigers and their 24th overall. Looking to reach their 20th state semifinal. C.E. King has never known the fourth round in their history, dating back to when they began varsity football in the 50s.
Yeah, it's really interesting to see the legacy that the Katy Tigers have. And then as they just continue to get new opponents every year, and these teams get to the point where they really shouldn't be, and the Katy Tigers are very familiar with this territory.
C.E. King won the toss, so they have elected to defer, and they will kick it off. Katy will be on offense for the first time here tonight with Dallas Glass and Micah Koenig set to receive a kickoff that'll come from the senior Christopher Bonilla. Tonight's game is brought to you by your Best in Texas Ford dealers. Ford is the best in Texas. From NRG Stadium, welcome to the Region 3 championship game. It's a short kick fielded by Dallas Glass. Glass cannot sake Will Hicks, who makes the tackle on special teams at the 31-yard line. And out comes Caleb Koger, the 6-foot, 170-pound senior who has an offer from Grand Valley State. Went into last week's game against Summer Creek with just 9 pass attempts through the first 2 playoff games with no touchdowns. But last week he swung it 13 times, completing 8 for 92 and 2 touchdowns.
You might need some ice after that, Michael.
So from the 31, Johnsy the fullback, and the starting run back, the incomparable Seth Davis. First play of the game, handoff, Seth Davis shakes a tackle, and he's already into the secondary. And on the first play from scrimmage, Seth Davis leaves everybody in his wake. Touchdown.
Inside trap, Michael. Tackle comes over, kicks out the defensive lineman, and Davis had clear spring after he shook off one tackler, had him by the shoestring, but Seth was too strong, and then you saw the top end speed.
Hunter Andrich out for the point after. The junior has connected on 86 of 89 PATs, and he drills this one to give the Katy Tigers an early 7-0 lead 15 seconds into this regional final.
This holiday season, Ford wants to help you shine bright with a special offer on select Ford vehicles. Choose a vehicle in stock or simply place a custom order. Lock in your rate and you're protected, even if rates go up before your order comes in.
So much.
And that's how Ford is helping you
Proud of you, kids.
shine bright. Now, custom order a select 2023 Ford vehicle today. Lock in your rate and you're protected. Only at your local Ford dealer.
One more.
One more.
One more, guys, one more. Set, hut.
Let's go, one more.
Hey, kid.
Yeah, we'll take one more.
Oh, one more.
Can't start it off any better than that. A 69-yard touchdown gallop by Seth Davis. And it is 7-0 early Katy after a 15-second drive. And we'll see the Panther offense out immediately. Adam Carter will kick it off for the Tigers. Returnable kick, Elias DeJean. Won't even get to the 20. Panthers will go to work from their own 18, led out by their senior quarterback, Denham Johnson. He went 11 for 16 against Hightower last week for 122 yards with a touchdown and a pick. His touchdown was a 32-yard connection to Vincent Jones. His interception was a pick six returned 32 yards by Chisholm Onwuzurigbo. Both the TD and interception were his first of the playoffs. And to begin, single back in the backfield is Keith Willis. Boy, has he been good. Check that, it's a 5-receiver set. Denham Johnson scrambling, and he tosses it incomplete as he was going against his body and misfired to Vincent Jones. So offensive coordinator Aaron Kesey decides to dial up a throw on the first play from scrimmage.
And you sometimes worry about that, Michael. Teams that have not played Katy before, you get kind of psyched out by that first long touchdown run, and you start to panic a little bit, and maybe you throw all of your offensive ideals out the window.
Again with a 5-receiver package on second down. Johnson connects, and there's Willis breaking a couple of tackles, but he can't stay in bounds. That is the 13th catch of the season for the senior running back. He nearly had his third 200-yard game on the ground last week as he went off for 198 with 3 touchdowns in the win over Hightower. Early here, it is 3rd down and 5 from the 25-yard line. Panthers were 4 of 10 on 3rd downs last week. Johnson slides to his right, throws, and a good catch by Dwayne Harris. Moves the chains out to the 33.
That was not a very big window, Mike, that he got that ball through. And a nice job of hanging on when the pressure came from Dwayne Harris as he got hit right away. And they are going to call that incomplete.
Oh, wow. He looked like he made the catch. We're at an angle here. So instead of the 10-yard pass that would have converted a 3rd down, it is a 3 and out.
Well, I didn't see that ball hit the ground, and I know you didn't either, but I saw the coaching staff of C.E. King signaling 1st down, so I just assumed.
Will Hicks is the punter. He's averaging 32.4 yards per punt. Mike Koenig and Israel Alutu-Judah are back deep for Katy. A high punt. And it goes out of bounds. And Katy's going to start this second possession on the plus side of midfield. A 19-yard punt by Hicks. And the Tigers didn't need a short field on their first possession. And they're going to get one here from the 42 of C.E. King with 11:11 to play here in the opening quarter.
Yeah, the Tigers offense is eager to get back on the field.
From the 42. Katy already on top, 7-0 here in this Region 3 final. Here's Seth Davis again. Can he make it 2 for 2 to the 10? Touchdown. Unreal. 2 plays, 2 touchdowns, and the Tigers lead this one by 13, and we're not even a minute through.
I wish we had an end zone view of this, Michael, because when you talk about a running back's field vision, oh my goodness, that was on big-time display right there from Davis, because he had to cut back not once but twice and then hit the Jets to get in the end zone.
Another point after. 58 seconds into this Region 3 championship game, and the Tigers are already having a whole lot of fun. They're up by 14.
The heart. It's what moves us, keeps us growing strong. And at Texas Children's Heart Center, they've been #1 in the nation at treating hearts like mine for 5 years in a row. From the most common diseases to the most complex, they're always looking for new ways to keep our hearts healthy, using genetic testing, AI predictive programs, and minimally invasive procedures. The expert team of physicians help families stay healthy by never missing a beat.
Seth Davis has touched the ball twice so far in the first 58 seconds of this Region 3 championship game. He has 2 touchdowns on runs of 69 and 42 yards. And the Tigers of Katy already lead this one 14-0 as Adam Carter sends that one into the end zone. A terrific start by the Katy Tigers there.
Well, we talked about already at the start how C.E. King had to try and control the running game and turn the ball over to Koger and make him make decisions. 2 plays in, C.E. King has not been able to stop the Katy running game.
I imagine we'll see Keith Willis take some runs on this second possession. For the playoffs, he has rushed for 547 yards and 11 touchdowns. He transferred in from C.E. King after playing his sophomore and junior seasons at North Forest, where he rushed for 1,372 yards and 17 touchdowns. For his career, Keith has rushed for 2,861 yards and 47 touchdowns. Play fake to him, and the Reggie Daly, the receiver on the play, will get a first down and a nice 13-yard hookup.
Nice little play action there in the backfield, like he thought. Katy thought they were going to give him the ball too, and he pulled it and threw it out to the outside. Nice little pitch and catch, 12-yard pickup, first down.
Reggie Daly had a season-high 139 yards and 2 touchdowns against Pearland back in Week 3. And he has at least 1 catch in 12 of the Panthers' 13 games this season, now 13 of 14. 5 wide again on first down for the Panthers. Johnson up top, just out of the reach of DeJean. He was covered on the play by Micah Sweats. DeJean hasn't had much of an impact recently, just 16 catches on the season for the All-District second-team player from 2021. 469 yards and half a dozen touchdowns for the fastest guy on the team.
Well, but when you introduce a new element, which was the running game, he kind of gets put to the background. But play action pass is big. That time they tried the slant and go, but they haven't set up the slant yet, Michael. Therefore, the defense backs didn't bite on that.
Second down 10. That's Willis in motion. Fake to him. And Denham Johnson tries to keep it himself, and he is stood up by Jonathan Hall, Blake Guyman, and Connor Johnsey. It's going to set up a third down and long.
I think they're going to look at that up top and decide that they should have handed that off because the running back had a lot of opening around the left side.
Last week, Summer Creek converted 3 third downs on 11 attempts against this Tiger defense. For the playoffs, Katy opponents converting third downs at a 27.8% clip. Third down and 10 from the 38. Johnson fires, incomplete. Off target throw as he was intending that one to go to this near side to Dwayne Harris. And C.E. King probably forced to punt it away again as Will Hicks comes back out.
Katy's getting real good pressure, dropping 7 and just rushing their 4, and I don't see them changing anything anytime soon, especially in long-distance situations like that.
Hicks is going to need a better punt. His first one went all of 19 yards. Not even 2 minutes into this one here at NRG. Second punt so far from Will Hicks, and that is a much better punt. Koenig from the 26, spins off one. There goes Micah Koenig. He already has one return for a touchdown that came all the way back in week 1. He returns it into Panther territory, and once again the Tigers will begin on the plus side of midfield.
Yeah, just an impressive. Once he broke past that first wave, he had 3 or 4 lead blockers ahead of him, and outside of a nice effort by the safety man, Koenig had a chance to go all the way.
29-yard return, 9:51 to play in the first quarter. Katy leads 14-0 on 2 offensive plays. Here's Dallas Glass getting a carry. Runs up the middle and motors down to the 41. Glass carried the ball 14 times last week for 68 yards against Summer Creek. Coming up on 300 yards for the playoffs with 4 touchdowns. He rushed for a career-high 193 yards and 4 touchdowns against Jordan earlier this season. Second down and 6 after the 4-yard gain. Koenig in motion. Play action, Koger. Over the middle on the crossing pattern, that is complete to Adam Jackson. Flag is thrown. Jackson is spun down at the 16-yard line by Hicks.
Yeah, I got a feeling this is going to be holding. It was thrown by the umpire right in the middle of the defense. Let's see what they've got here.
Katy's coming back. Our referee tonight is Ricky Prine. Big assignment for his crew, the regional final here at NRG. It's definitely on Katy because they're coming back.
Personal foul. Block below the waist. Number 8 offense. That's a 15-yard penalty.
All right, so that's a situation, Michael, where you've got somebody inside the box that's ventured outside the tackle box and then tried to cut somebody. That's one of those safety rules they brought in about 3 years ago to try and prevent injuries big time from the interior linemen.
The penalty was called on Connor Johnsey. Chase Johnsey drops Katy back to their own 44-yard line, and it'll be second down and 21. Katy is playing in their 24th state quarterfinal in program history tonight. A win, they'll move on to the state semifinals for the 20th time, where they are 15-4. Hand off right up the gut, and Glass moves it out to the 47-yard line.
Now we're starting to see a little bit better push from the Panther defensive line, making the holes a little bit smaller and closing those gaps down tighter.
Kamard Kimball, who's a game-time decision, made the tackle. The junior started on this defense as a freshman. Here comes third down for Katy, coming up on 8:10 to play in the first quarter. Katy's conversion rate in the playoffs, an absurd 73.4% on third downs. But they've got a long way to go. It is third down and 18. Koger on the rollout. Throws it up the sideline, and there's a flag thrown. Adam Jackson was the receiver. The cover man was the Army pledge, Logan Mackey, a second-team all-district cornerback last season.
Yeah, we saw the receiver turn and run upfield. That was kind of an out and go, if you will. As he saw Koger start to roll out, the receiver then took off in scramble mode, and the defensive back ran right into him and basically hugged him as the ball went over his head.
Jackson had a team-high 4 receptions for 50 yards and a touchdown. Summer Creek had blown a coverage last week in the secondary after Gary Joseph said the corner jumped the route, and a good read was made by quarterback Caleb Koger. Jackson still had to make somewhat of a circus catch in the end zone, but he was wide open. Maybe they were trying to run the same play. And there is The pass interference called on Mackey, and that gives the Tigers a first down on third down and 18.
There's a serious discussion going down on the sideline. And you see it, Hoovie's got a great shot right there. Our cameraman tonight, Hoovie Garza, doing a great job showing us exactly the group down there talking, and there's the down marker official has disappeared.
Uh-oh. What, he quit? That's a poor time to quit. Yeah, there is no down box at the moment.
They have not moved the sticks. It should carry a first down with it, I believe. And
it does. I mean, it is a first down off the pass interference.
They haven't moved the sticks. They haven't moved the down marker. I'm not sure what's going on.
This is a Panther defense that really needs a stop. They just about shut down Hightower last week, allowing just 115 yards. The Hurricanes couldn't muster 100 yards in either rushing or passing against this Panther defense. So far, Seth Davis has accounted for 111 yards already on the ground for the Tigers against this Panther defense.
Okay, so they move the sticks now, but the down marker is still laying flat on the ground. And there is somebody over in the Katy injury tent. That's where all the attention is right now.
Perhaps there was contact with the official over on that far side, the Katy sideline, during that last play. So he's getting checked out. And one of the officials, I guess, is going to have to pull double duty. No volunteers on the Katy sideline to hold up a down marker. You wonder if there's an alternate in play here on this crew that is led by Ricky Prine.
I think there is an alternate now running over here in the far end zone, Michael.
There we go.
I think he's on his way.
Gary Joseph, when we talked to him on the field prior to today's game, he was a little bit perturbed because the Silsbee game against Cuero went to triple overtime, and Katy was sharing the same locker room with Silsbee and had to wait for Silsbee to exit, clear out, before they could go in and get ready, and it kind of delayed the start of their routine.
Yeah, coaches are creatures of habit, man, and they like to be at games by a certain amount of time and have all their routine in place, and Coach Joseph is no different than probably 95% of the Texas coaches here in the state, and he was thrown off his routine, and so it did perturb him a little bit.
For head coach George Young of CE King, this is the third time he's faced Katy, and his first as head coach. He was on the North Shore staff in 2016 when the Mustangs got that goal line stand late to beat Katy in the third round here at NRG. First and 10 as we're back to action after the pass interference on Logan Mackey. Here's a play action. Koger overthrows Johnsey. And that's kind of been the story of Caleb Koger in his 3 seasons. A little bit inaccurate. Sometimes he can have a prolific type of night, throw for 5 touchdowns, but then miss a pass in the flat.
Well, that time he's rolling out to the right, and the defender of the fullback is in trail position, but in Koger's mind, that guy is in his line of vision for the throw, when in fact, if Koger would have led the running back, he had a wide open line to get it to him.
Second down 10. 7:47 to go. Handoff to the fullback, Chase Johnsey. Motors down to the 34-yard line. Set up a third down and 6 after the 4-yard carry.
When you want to focus too much attention on the 2 tailbacks, they'll slip it to that fullback, and he can go quite a distance at times.
Johnsey scored his first touchdown since the Jordan game back in week 6 last week against Summer Creek, and he added 3 touchdowns in the win. Third down and 6 for the Tigers, who lead this one 14-zip. Koenig slides in motion. Koger on the rollout again. And we'll just have to take it out of bounds. Nowhere to go. Ushered out by Cameron Beiser. He had 7 tackles against Hightower. Beiser, the senior, is headed to Colorado. His head coach, George Young, told us on Thursday morning that Beiser really is a defensive end by trade, but you've got Dylan Spencer and Jolason Landry occupying those 2 positions, and Beiser's such an athlete, they shifted him to linebacker. He came in tonight with 48 tackles. 4th down, and the Tiger offense will go for it. This is their first fourth down try of the playoffs. Koger to throw over the middle, off target to Luke Carter. And Caleb Koger has started this one in auspicious circumstances with his off-target throws.
Well, that's what we talked about at the beginning. C.E. King was going to have to make the running game negligible and put it all on Koger, and right there Koger couldn't come through.
George Young said that was kind of the game plan last week, and typical of anybody trying to play a Katy team, try to force the quarterback to beat you. They said they tried to do that last year, and Koger threw for 2 touchdowns. But C.E. King takes over from their own 34-yard line, trying to get something started. The pass out near the Katy sideline is hauled in for a couple of yards by Elias DeJean.
That play right there for C.E. King, that's predicated on a defender missing a tackle, and you just don't see too many missed tackles in the Katy secondary.
Johnson was ineligible to play last season, won the quarterback job in the offseason for C.E. King after last year's QB, Nehemiah Broussard, moved into New Caney and led the Eagles to an 11-win season. Head coach George Young told us he's a kid that can run more, just doesn't panic out there. And there he goes, running through the middle of the Katy defense near a first down. Looks like he's got it from here at the 44-yard line after a gallop of 8.
That's exactly what the Panthers needed right there, just to turn an athlete loose in the middle of the field and let him try and find his way upfield, and he did for a first down.
C.E. King could have hosted this game at Sheldon ISD Stadium since they played Katy at Legacy Stadium in the 3rd round last year, but head coach George Young wanted his kids to be showcased on the big stage tonight here at NRG Stadium. Over halfway through this first quarter, Katy's up by 14. C.E. King on the move after forcing a turnover on downs. Johnson drifts this side, throws an accurate pass to Ray G. Daly. Good for 4 yards near midfield. Second catch already for Daly here in the first quarter. Gary Joseph sized up the Panther offense and told us yesterday, he said that when he watched the Hightower game, he said they ran the ball good. Denham Johnson really broke their back and is a big part of what they do, and the receivers can really run and will keep you honest. On 2nd down and 6, Johnson down the sideline, and he put too much mustard behind that one as he was targeting Harris. Hall was drifting over there, the safety in coverage on the play. Here comes another 3rd down for the Panthers. So far, they are 0 for 2. 5:35 remaining in the first. Tonight's game is sponsored by Body Armor. Body Armor, more than a sports drink. Third and 6. 5 in the lineup. Johnson. DeJean, what a catch. He beat Micah Sweats to the 30-yard line. And on 3rd down, it's good for 18 and a first.
And most importantly, he beat him to the inside and then used his hands. Instead of letting the ball get into his body and give Sweats a chance to knock it away, he secured it with his hands and then brought it into his body tightly. And then the tackle was made. Nice job.
The senior Elias DeJean headed to SFA to play his collegiate football. Came in leading the team in both receiving yards and touchdowns. Panthers are on the move, deepest they've been all night long, and we're 7 minutes into the first quarter, but it's already 14-0 Katy. Johnson against the grain, tosses one deep into triple coverage, and Harris is overshot on the play.
Well, that time they tried to flood the left side of the field, and the deep route was open, but he just overshot him a little bit.
Already 11 pass attempts for Denham Johnson, who had 127 completions on 220 attempts this season, coming in 1,874 yards, 14 touchdowns to 7 interceptions, completing nearly 58% of his passes this year. 2nd down and 10. Panthers will scrimmage from the Tiger 30. The pitch to Willis, looking for blocks to develop, charging to the outside. He will be helped out of bounds by Micah Sweats right around the 1st down marker.
Yeah, that time they ran to the trips side where they had the tight set, and boy, they just pulled a big old tackle around the outside, got a couple of nice blocks from their receivers, picked up a nice 8-yard gain. Looks like a heavy package coming in.
Willis had a season-high 229 yards and 6 touchdowns back in round one against Channelview, and came in with 7 100-plus yard games.
Here's the Wildcat.
They ran this a couple of times against Hightower last week, and it's Willis. Lowers his shoulder and has the first down. Skylar Wynn ended up coming in to make the tackle.
There ain't a whole lot of surprise when you run a formation like that. You're basically telling the defense, we're running right over here and you need to stop us, and usually you can.
From the 18 inside the red zone, C.E. King trying to cut this deficit in half. George Young said that he was hoping the passing game can find success tonight on a Katy secondary, but they must protect Denham Johnson. The Katy D-line is really good, but they faced good D-lines before. Here's the pitch to Jermaine Fransaw, and Fransaw has nearly enough for another first down as Jonathan Hall brought him down after a 9-yard gain.
Now they ran the same identical play just with a different running back and got about the same result. Nice 9-yard pickup. 2nd down and 1 is very manageable.
Fransaw came in with 629 yards and 10 touchdowns. Good change of pace with the bruiser Keith Willis, who George Young told us was a lot like their running back last year, Jarrell Wimbley. 3:50 to play, opening quarter, and it's 2nd down and 1 for the Panthers within striking distance. Fransaw on the pitch again, and that one he'll be stood up at the line of scrimmage by Guyman, got some help from Broderick Johnson.
Yeah, they just ran the same play to the opposite side. Katy was ready for it.
Here comes another 3rd down for C.E. King. The Tigers have not allowed 100 yards rushing in 8 games this season. Big reason for that, according to head coach Gary Joseph, that his kids are bigger than they've been recently.
By the quarterback, he got flushed out of the pocket. Instead of keep looking, he just took off and used his speed to get in the end zone.
Just his 3rd rushing touchdown of the season, if you believe Max Preps. And the Panthers really needed that as Bonilla is on to officially cut the lead in half. Will Hicks is the holder. And the kick is good. Bonilla now 64 of 66. And the Panthers cut the deficit in half here from NRG Stadium late 1st quarter.
Come enjoy the heart of Katy, Texas, one of the most delightful cities in the Lone Star State. The best part? It's a short drive from Houston and minutes from the Energy Corridor. With places to stay and places to play, anything you'd like to eat, and an old town charm that can't be beat. Activities and fun for the entire family. Enjoy the best of both worlds in the City of Champions, Katy, Texas. For more information, go to cityofkaty.com.
Michael Silvers and Eric Folkerts live from NRG Stadium. C.E. King on the scoreboard after an 11-play drive covering 66 yards, and on 3rd down, Denham Johnson scrambled in from 9 yards out to complete a drive of 3:59 and cut the deficit in half. It is 14-7 Katy with 2:58 remaining in the 1st quarter.
Now it's going to be big for C.E. King's defense to put another stop on the board and give their ball back to the offense in good measure.
Touchdown came after C.E. King's defense stopped Katy on 4th down. Pooch kick. Fielded by Carlos Rosas. And he won't get much after fielding that kickoff.
Score update, Dripping Springs 10, Vandergrift 7.
Good competitive game in Region 4. Katy back to work from their own 28-yard line, leading by 7. A couple of Caleb Koger misfires in the previous possession, including the one to Luke Carter on 4th down. He's 0 for 2 so far. Had a pair of touchdowns in this game last season. On the ground, here's Seth Davis charging ahead and finally stopped for nothing other besides a touchdown. Good 6-yard carry.
The Panthers are in a bear-type head-up off defense. They got a defender on every offensive lineman in there, and they tried just to manhandle them one-on-one and give them as few gaps as possible.
Seth Davis recently became a final ballot holder for the Whataburger Super Team for 2022.
That's a great honor.
MVP of the state final 2 years ago, gets it again, spins off Bryce Morton, but can only pick up 2 more yards. Morton has offers from Angelo State and Arkansas Monticello. George Young bragged to us about Bryce, calling him a great senior, a great kid, and he'll hit you.
And they're doing a great job of rallying to the ball as they kind of feel the momentum changing a little bit. Now a very manageable 3rd and 2 for the Tigers.
Third and 2. 1:45, the clock moving here in the first quarter. Davis chipped up by Kimball. Got off the block by the center, Jacob Egg, and it's a loss on the play, and the Tigers are forced to kick it away.
Well, that time they went to their conventional 4-man front with a man in each A-gap, and the backside defensive tackle in that A-gap was just able to beat the guard across his face and able to get the running back's back foot and knock him off his feet.
Adam Carter out to punt it away. He's averaging 42.3 yards per kick. Reggie Daly stands at his own 35-yard line, averaging almost 17 yards a return. His long on the season is 53 yards, and that is a beautiful kick.
Wow.
Daly with an excellent catch over his shoulder at the 11. Reggie Daly do all he can, but still can't get to the 15.
Yeah, that was a very impressive catch. Almost Willie Mays-like there, Michael.
70-yard punt by Adam Carter. 40 seconds remaining in the first quarter, and C.E. King has an opportunity to tie this game up. When you pull up to the big red door at Pep Boys, you enter the red zone. Pep Boys, proud to be an official sponsor of the UIL. First and 10, Denham Johnson unleashes one for Elias Dijon, who makes the catch. Torque Ogbedion, the cover man, looked like he tripped on the turf and allowed Dijon to get free out to midfield.
Oh, that was a great adjustment by Dijon as that ball was thrown over the wrong shoulder, and that caused the defensive back to get his feet tangled up, and he went down. If that ball had been thrown a little further in bounds, that receiver would have gone all the way, Michael.
That pass play covered 39 yards. And the Panthers back in Katy territory with 33 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Empty set. Quick throw, complete. On this side of the field and shaking a tackle, Vincent Jones, as he's pulled down by Skylar Wynn at the Katy 34-yard line. 15 yards and a first.
Panthers are finding a real good rhythm now on offense and got the Tigers defensive backs on their heels a little bit.
This is a Katy defense allowing opponents this season an average of 168 yards through the air, but in the playoffs, 214.3 yards. 10 seconds to go. Denham Johnson may run another play, doesn't have to, but he does. On 1st and 10, he throws. DeJean makes the catch for 7 yards at the end of the first quarter. The score, the Katy Tigers 14 and the C.E. King Panthers 7. Dave Campbell's Texan Live's coverage of the Region 3 championship game from NRG Stadium will continue in just a moment.
This holiday season, Ford wants to help you shine bright with a special offer on select Ford vehicles. Choose a vehicle in stock or simply place a custom order. Lock in your rate and you're protected, even if rates go up before your order comes in.
So much.
And that's how Ford is helping you
Proud of you, kid.
shine bright. Now, custom order a select 2023 Ford vehicle today. Lock in your rate and you're protected. Only at your local Ford dealer.
Start of the second quarter from NRG Stadium in this state quarterfinal between Katy and C.E. King. Winner will get either Dripping Springs or Vandegrift out of Region 4 next weekend. C.E. King on the move, gave up the game's first 14 points, now trying to tie it up with 14 unanswered. Denham Johnson out of the shotgun, has Willis sidecar right, and he hands it off to the running back, and he's in trouble. Push back, still churning his legs, and he'll probably just get back to the line of scrimmage. It really depends on the spot, which will set up a 3rd and short.
Yeah, he struggled for yardage right there as Katy had good penetration, and then the troops rallied to the spot and ended up getting him to the ground.
Gavin Johnson finished him off. No gain on the play, 3rd down and 2.
Empty backfield.
C.E. King have converted on their last 3 3rd downs. Johnson slings it over the middle, complete. Makai Amarianini stays on his feet and finally gets wrestled down at the 10. Helmet came off at the end of the play. But the young man who moved here from Canada just to play high school football converts the 3rd down, and it's a new set for the Panthers.
He did a nice job of sitting down in the middle of the field. Quarterback put it right between the numbers, and then he made a couple of guys miss, including the same tackler twice. 1st down and goal right at the 10.
16 yards on the hookup, and the 9th reception for Amarianini. Panthers trying to tie this game up. Johnson slings it over. It's Willis who lowers his shoulder and is forced out of bounds by Blake Guyman, who came in as the team leader in tackles and has been in on 17 tackles through the first 3 games of this postseason. Ball down at the 6, a 4-yard pass play. Johnson is hit on his last 5. Just underway, second quarter, 14-7 Katy. Low snap gets by Johnson, picks it up, loses it again. Ball still loose. Katy recovers, it's picked up by Jed Alotu Judah. Alotu Judah up the sideline, tackled out of bounds by Elias DeJean. Oh, what a devastating time for a turnover.
Oh, and that's too bad. You get a ball like that and you so desperately want to try and fix it and make it better. And boy, that thing was just like a greased pig. It came shooting right out of his hands, and Katy's able to pick it up, and they looked like they were on the ropes there for a second, but now they've got good field position again as they turn the Panthers away.
Katy's 16th takeaway of the season. They're now +4 in their turnover margin. Turnover number 15 for the Panthers. They're now +3. Katy begins from their own 41. 10:34 remaining until halftime. On the reverse, Adam Jackson's looking to throw. Has nowhere to go, and then throws incomplete at the feet of the tight end, Luke Carter.
Oh, that's a pretty smart decision, as he had nowhere to go with that ball, and instead of losing big-time yardage by taking a sack back there, he just threw it ahead, got it to his receiver's feet, and that was good enough to get back to 2nd and 10.
Gerald Brixey dialing up the gadget play. He's the offensive coordinator for Katy. Gary Joseph is actually, for the second week in a row, calling the defensive signals. Defensive coordinator Greg Miller was in a serious car accident early last week and is convalescing at home. We wish him all the best. 2nd down and 10 for the Tigers. Handoff. And Seth Davis hit by Kamard Kimball. So C.E. King's defense under head coach and defensive coordinator George Young has made some adjustments.
Yeah, you're seeing them shoot a lot more gaps nowadays. They're not in this game. As we continue to go along, they're trying to get some kind of penetration and get the running back stopped before he gets a head start.
2 minutes gone by here in quarter number 2. 3rd down and 10 for Katy. 0 for 2 so far. Play action, Koger slings it over the middle, and that's again off target to Adam Jackson this time. Koger has began his night 0 for 3, all throws he should have made.
And here comes Kamard Kimball again, beating the center across his face and getting right in Koger's face. And when Koger sees that big man coming, his feet get a little jittery and the ball gets offline too.
And it's funny because Kimball has not played much recently due to injury and was actually a game-time decision, and he's being a force so far early on here at NRG.
Well, if he's well rested, it's certainly showing up in his actions, in his play.
Adam Carter out for punt number 2. His first one went 70. Daly is back deep. He's standing inside his own 15, ready to receive. From the 11, Daly. Slipped by the first wave. Into open space up the sideline. He's got Carter to beat, and he beat Carter. Ray G. Daly all the way. 89 yards, touchdown, no flags.
No flags, no flags. What a great effort by the return man right there, and he got some big-time blocks along the way. Nothing that's going to crush anybody, but they did a nice job of shielding the Katy Tigers off, and he made a nice run up the sideline, breaking to the middle. Almost got tackled by his own teammate before he finally finished it off with a touchdown. You see number 12 there getting in the way. That's Dylan Spencer trying to help him out and almost ended up tackling him.
An extra point away from a tie game early second quarter.
One more.
One more.
One more, guys, one more. Set, hut.
Let's go. One more.
Hey, kid.
Yeah, we'll take one more.
C.E. King building momentum. Down by 1.
Scores are on the board. Katy still in the lead, 14. CDP encroaching with.
Michael Silvers and Eric Folkerts. 14-13 after an 89-yard punt return by Ray G. Daly. He had an earlier punt return of 53 yards as his season long. Well, then he almost doubled it there. But the extra point was blocked, so Katy maintains a 1-point lead, and they're about to get the ball back. They scored on their very first 2 possessions on 2 plays. But since then, it's been tough sledding for the Tiger offense.
Yeah, they've done a nice job of adjusting. Like you said, Coach Young has made some adjustments. They're changing their front up, Mike. They've had a bare front. They've had a 4-man front. They've had a 3-man front. And right now the Katy Tigers are having a hard time adjusting to it. and the athleticism of C.E. King. Not to say the Tigers haven't ever seen anything like that, but this is different and unusual than what the Tigers have seen up to the playoffs at this point.
Short pooch kick. Micah Koenig from the 22. He finds a seam. Micah Koenig into the open field and back into Panther territory. Special teams has made an impact here in the first half, hasn't it?
Wow, offense, defense are great, but man, special teams sure do make an impact. And now you wonder how much longer that C.E. King extra point is going to bother some people, because now C.E. King's going to always have to chase that point after every touchdown.
U.S. News and World Report has ranked Texas Children's Hospital the #2 pediatric hospital in the nation. See why at texaschildrens.org/best. Third time the Tigers are starting a possession offensively in C.E. King's territory. 1st and 10. Koger under center is 0 for 3 so far. Seth Davis, the deep back. And the handoff goes to him, trying the opposite side of Kamard Kimball, and he runs into Bryce Morton. Gain of 2.
Yeah, that time they had Kimball out in a 3 technique on the outside shoulder of the guard, and they had the big boy, Zaylon Davis, was on the nose shade this time. Doing a great job of mixing and matching up in the front of the Panther defense.
Seth Davis, first 2 carries, got him 111 yards. Since then, he's gained 6 on 5 rushes. This is an offense, George Young tells us, his team doesn't see all that much. They saw it a bit against Pearland, but that's under former offensive coordinator of Katy, B.J. Gott, and a new system for new players. There's a good solid throw out into the flat. Jackson on the out pattern, makes the reception, and has a first down to the Panther 26-yard line. The first completion of the night for quarterback Caleb Koger.
That is all a timing route. Now, you talk about a timing route as being a 3-step drop and throw it. This time the timing route for the Tigers was to run the big play fake, get the bootleg out, get your shoulders square, and hit your target. And that's exactly what Koger did. Nice job by Katy Tigers offense.
8:24 to play. Koger had a season-high 4 touchdown passes versus Morton Ranch and has thrown touchdowns in 8 games this season. 1st and 10. The lone setback is Davis. Handoff, Davis gets a block. Seth Davis breaks a tackle. Seth Davis, hat trick.
Of his 3 touchdown runs, Michael, that was the least well blocked of all of them. He did a nice job of just picking his way through the defense. Tigers got a hat on a hat. He had to shake off a couple of arm tackles, but was able to get in the end zone for the touchdown.
Extra point is good. Davis in for the 3rd time. 3 plays, 42 yards in 63 seconds. And Katy has breathing room. There's 8:17 to play, 2nd quarter.
One more.
One more.
One more, guys, one more. Set, up.
Let's go. One more.
Hey, kid.
Yeah, we'll take one more.
Oh, one more.
This Region 3 championship game is brought to you by your Best in Texas Ford dealers. Ford is the best in Texas. 8:17 to play until halftime. Adam Carter, his kickoff, bounces in the end zone. Seth Davis with 3 touchdowns. He came into this game 306 yards behind Rodney Anderson. for the all-time rushing leader in Katy high school football history. He now has 74 career touchdowns.
Those are amazing statistics when you put them out there, Michael. That's just crazy.
At the rate this game is going, he may break it tonight. Not even 4 minutes gone here in the second quarter. Ball on the 25. CE Kings offense back on the field. 5 receivers in the lineup. Johnson under pressure, scrambles, throws short. Blake Guyman providing pressure. Pass looked to be intended on this side to Kamarian Mackey.
Panthers have got to do a better job of finding those routes that they can get open right away and get the ball out of the quarterback's hands. If he's going to run, he needs to go run, but he can't stand back there all day because that Katy pressure will get to him.
Panthers gained 414 yards last week against Hightower. Their season high was 591 when they played Beaumont United back in October. Their season low was 53 against North Shore in a 38-3 loss. That pass is caught on the far side by Vincent Jones. Second catch of the night, good for 8.
That's exactly what they needed right there. Give him a route to find, get the clearing route, run the man deep, hit your receiver for a nice 8-yard gain, now a very manageable 3rd and 2.
Jones led the way receiving last week for the Panthers. 72 yards. He had a 32-yard touchdown against the Hightower Hurricanes. Clock stopped with 8:06 remaining in the second quarter. It is 3rd down and 2. Johnson lets it fly. DeJean under it. Elias DeJean beats Jonathan Hall, and Hall pulls him down at the 4. What a throw by Denham Johnson.
You are correct. He dropped that right on a dime. That was a beautiful rainbow shot, and he let his receiver run right underneath it, and then he almost snuck into the end zone. Ball's down at the 5, 1st and goal for the Panthers.
A 62-yard catch and run. A beautiful pass by the senior, Denham Johnson. He's thrown for 184 yards already here in the first half. We're not even barely 5 minutes through the second quarter. Timeout. Katy defense on their heels, and Gary Joseph wants to slow things down with 7:57 to play in the second quarter. Katy's up by 8.
The heart. It's what moves us, keeps us growing strong. And at Texas Children's Heart Center, they've been #1 in the nation at treating hearts like mine for 5 years in a row. From the most common diseases to the most complex, they're always looking for new ways to keep our hearts healthy. Using genetic testing, AI predictive programs, and minimally invasive procedures. The expert team of physicians help families stay healthy by never missing a beat.
That Katy timeout was brought to you by the City of Katy. Small town charm, big city convenience. Visit cityofkaty.com to learn more or to schedule your visit today. 1st and goal, Panthers. The pitch out to Willis. He wants to throw. Throws to the end zone. It is caught by Amarianini for the touchdown. Second touchdown for the Canadian.
They did a nice job of selling that sweep. They've run that sweep 3 times before, and that time they sold it well until he had to pull up at the last minute and dump the pass off.
George Young attempting the extra point. which would just cut the deficit to 1, not electing to go for 2 to try to tie the game up. And Bonilla converts. 7:51 left until halftime. What a ball game here brewing in Houston on Dave Campbell's Texan Live.
Come enjoy the heart of Katy, Texas, one of the most delightful cities in the Lone Star State. The best part? It's a short drive from Houston and minutes from the Energy Corridor. With places to stay and places to play. Anything you'd like to eat, and an old town charm that can't be beat. Activities and fun for the entire family. Enjoy the best of both worlds in the City of Champions, Katy, Texas. For more information, go to cityofkaty.com.
Five-yard touchdown pass on the gadget play. CE King offensive coordinator Aaron Kesey reaches into his bag of tricks and calls a Willis option pass, and he connects with Micaiah Marianini, wrapping up a 4-play, 75-yard drive, taking just 26 seconds, paced by the 62-yard bomb from Johnson to DeJean. Here's the kickoff from Koenig from the 16. Koenig gets a block across the 30, and with speed, he will be ushered out of bounds by Levante Johnson. Pet Boys Auto Service and Tires, proud to be an official sponsor of the UIL.
17-17 tie, Vandergrift and Dripping Springs at halftime.
So Katy takes over from the 39-yard line with 7:51, or make it 7:42 to play. Seth Davis with 3 touchdown runs already. Katy did lead this game 14-0, and now lead it by just 1. Koger hands it off. Dallas Glass into the second level, and gets to the linebackers and into Panther territory, where he runs it to the 49, gaining 12.
Well, that time Katy ran their fullback away from where the run was going, so maybe they're finding something that maybe CE King is keying on the fullback. Maybe they'll run him opposite of where the tailback truly is going.
$7:15 to play. On first down and 10, Koger play fakes. Lets it fly for Koenig. Overthrown. Defended on the play by Logan Mackey. Second down and 10.
Now that's the only spot he could go with that, as the defensive back was right on that receiver, and that was the only spot Koenig could go and go get it. Not a bad throw by Koger.
George Young told us that this is a Panther defense that doesn't give up the big play. They have playmakers on all the levels. His coaching staff gets them in the right spots, and those are the reasons why they're allowing just 14 points per game coming in so far in the playoffs. They've given up 21. They've given up 2 really long rushing plays, but nothing big in the pass game. On the delay, here's Dallas Glass, and he'll get a yard. That sets up third down and long. Joe Layson Landry leading the defensive charge. The young man has 17 offers. It was an all-district honorable mention last year. Now here's third down and 9 for the Tiger offense.
And again, Davis and Kimball on the inside are causing a lot of problems for the Katy Tiger offensive line.
Katy 0 for 3 on third down so far. They were 8 of 12 last week in their win over Summer Creek. 6:20 to go. Koger, this side. Jackson. He's close, but not close enough. A good piece of tackling by Leo Lane, one of the 3 safeties in the secondary.
Yeah, he's out there on an island by himself, and he's the only thing stopping the receiver from getting the first down, and he did a nice job of holding on. 4th down and 1, and Katy's going to go for it.
They've turned the ball over once on downs already. This is 4th and 1. Johnsey and Davis in the backfield. 2 tight ends in the game. Here's Davis. He's got it and more. Seth Davis. Touchdown number 4. "40 yards out, and the Tigers once again up by 2 scores.
Well, that time the Tigers were all tucked in there really tight, and they had an overload to the right side, and my guess is C.E. King had scouted them and told them every time they want to run short yardage, they go to the right. Well, that time Davis bent it back to the left, and nobody was backside.
I beg your pardon. They're up by 7, not 2 scores. Andrich puts the Tigers back out in front by 8. Seth Davis has charged 4 touchdowns tonight for the Katy Tigers, and they're back up by 8.
This holiday season, Ford wants to help you shine bright with a special offer on select Ford vehicles. Choose a vehicle in stock or simply place a custom order. Lock in your rate and you're protected, even if rates go up before your order comes in.
So much.
And that's how Ford is helping you
Proud of you, kid.
shine bright. Now, custom order a select 2023 Ford vehicle today. Lock in your rate and you're protected. Only at your local Ford dealer.
One more.
One more.
More guys with more. Set, hut.
Let's go. One more.
Hey, here.
Yeah, we'll take one more.
Oh, one more.
Who'd have thought we'd be in a shootout? 28-20. We'll tell you about the latest Katy scoring drive in just a moment after Adam Carter boots one into the end zone. 40-yard touchdown by Davis. That is his 4th rushing touchdown of the game. That comes on 4th down. It completes a 5-play, 61-yard drive, taking 2:28. And with Andrich's extra point, 5:23 remaining until halftime, Katy's up 28-20.
Just when you thought you were in a Big Ten game, we ended up in the Pac-12.
We used to make jokes about this being like the Big 12. Like 70-63. We kind of reserved that for Cy-Fair football. Starting from the 25, here comes the Panthers. Pass to Daly, blown up immediately by Jed Alutu-Judah. Loss of 2.
Nice job right there by the Katy Tigers recognizing that, but be careful. I can feel a pump fake coming, and they slip a receiver down the backside like Dijon, and they'll be out the door down the left sideline.
Tonight's game is sponsored by Body Armor. Body Armor, more than a sports drink. Got an injured Tiger. It's Arian Parrish. We'll break it with 5:04 to play, first half.
The heart. It's what moves us, keeps us growing strong. And at Texas Children's Heart Center, they've been #1 in the nation at treating hearts like mine for 5 years in a row. From the most common diseases to the most complex, they're always looking for new ways to keep our hearts healthy. Using genetic testing, AI predictive programs, and minimally invasive procedures. The expert team of physicians help families stay healthy by never missing a beat.
Arian Parrish walks off the field. 2nd down and 12, 5:04 to play, first half. Johnson delivers over the middle to Daly for a first down. Skylar Wynn comes in to make the tackle.
Again, nice job of C.E. King calling the right play, letting the quarterback hit this 5-step drop and release the ball and get it out of his hands. They're doing a nice job of blocking up front, giving him enough time to get the ball downfield.
10th first down of the half for the Panthers. Clock moving, 4.5 to go. Daly with 4 receptions. DeJean with 5, including the 62-yarder on the last series. Johnson with a pump fake. Scrambling. Throws. Daly makes the catch. Cuts inside. Has room to run. Ray G. Daly in the Tiger territory and forced out of bounds by Alutu Judah at the Tiger 36.
Boy, he's not a very tall individual, but those legs are able to get back on the ground really fast and make some nice cuts, and just left Tiger defenders grasping for air, if you will. Gasping too, probably.
23 yards on that connection. And the Katy pass defense in all sorts of trouble here in the first half.
Unofficially, 200 yards passing.
Over that. By my calculations anyway, as DeJean slips the tackle. Catch and run inside the 15. And Jonathan Hall brings him down along with Blake Guyman. Not sure there's been a team that has been able to move the ball on this Katy defense quite like what C.E. King is doing tonight.
Well, we saw Atascocita put up 400 yards of offense. Clear Springs did too early in the year, but since Katy got their feet underneath them, this is a shock to their system that what C.E. King is able to put on the board here is very much a surprise.
3:45 remaining. Who would have thought Keith Willis would only have 3 rushes tonight? As Johnson slings it to the corner of the end zone, and there's a flag thrown. Pass was intended for Kason Dobbins. I have to check the marker. It's been relatively penalty-free this first half.
This could be an offensive pass interference with a pick play right here.
Ricky Prine is our referee. See how they adjudicate this.
Big play, number 16 offense. That's a 15-yard penalty.
Boy, you were right on the money.
Well, the receiver broke wide open, and even with Katy defender possibly falling down, but boy, you can see that one coming as they put the replay up on the big board, and yeah, he went right for the defender and took him right off his feet. He didn't hide it very well, Michael.
C.E. King with 289 yards of total offense, 60 more than Katy, 251 of those yards in the air. Play action. Johnson scrambling. Throws to the end zone and is incomplete, knocked away by Micah Sweats. Pass was intended for Elias DeJean. 55 combined pass breakups now by the Tigers secondary.
That's a pretty good throw and almost got it right on target. DeJean had to slow down just a little bit and gave Sweats the chance to knock that one down.
That breaks a completion streak of 6. Earlier on in this first half, Johnson had a completion streak of 5. 3:29 to go, second down, 25. Timeout taken by C.E. King. And it's brought to you by the City of Katy. Small town charm, big city convenience. Visit cityofkaty.com to learn more or to schedule your visit today. 8-point lead for the Tigers. Update from the Region 4 championship game, Class 6A Division II. They're at the half, tied at 17, Vandegrift and Dripping Springs. That was a matchup, Eric, that is a rematch from week 1. Dripping Springs won it on the last second field goal.
And I tell you what, the Dripping Springs program on all athletics, since they've stepped up from 4A to 5A to 6A, they have been an impressive program out there in Central Texas, and they have been on the upswing for quite a few years. And I like their program a lot.
4 touchdown runs by Seth Davis. Denham Johnson has rushed for a touchdown. He's yet to throw for a touchdown, but Keith Willis threw for one. Also had an 89-yard punt return by Ray G. Daly. 2nd down, 25 coming out of the timeout.
And now they got Dijon and Daly lined up on the same side. Pick your poison over there.
Johnson delivers. Daly looking for a block to develop. Now cuts inside. Ray G. Daly, touchdown!
Wow! You have got to be kidding me, Michael. He had 5 guys surrounded him, and he turned on the jets, and nobody could catch him. Man, somebody better find this kid. He can play some ball.
Ray G. Daly catch and run of 27 yards for the touchdown. His 3rd touchdown catch of the season. And again, extra point unit comes out as George Young not ready to pull the 2-point conversion card just yet. Bonilla cuts the deficit again, back to 1. 3:19 to play, 2nd quarter.
Come enjoy the heart of Katy, Texas, one of the most delightful cities in the Lone Star State. The best part? It's a short drive from Houston and minutes from the Energy Corridor. With places to stay and places to play, anything you'd like to eat, and an old town charm that can't be beat. Activities and fun for the entire family. Enjoy the best of both worlds in the City of Champions, Katy, Texas. For more information, go to cityofkaty.com.
.319 remaining until halftime. 55 combined points have been scored between Katy and C.E. King. Katy got the ball to start this Region 3 championship game. And they're going to get it back with over 3 minutes to go. Dallas Glass looking for a seam, has a block, springs him for a few more, out across the 35 to the 36. The Panthers overcome an offensive pass interference call. C.E. King saying at the very end of the play the ball came out, would be a fumble. As we take a look at the replay here on the scoreboard at NRG, ball did come out, but maybe forward progress was whistled. And so that fumble late would not have counted anyway because his forward progress had been stopped. But nonetheless, a 27-yard touchdown pass from Johnson to Daly. C.E. King overcomes an offensive pass interference pick play. And with 3:10 to go, Katy back to work, trying to extend their lead once again. Here's Seth Davis. Flag thrown, it looked like from up here was a face mask. Davis runs for 5. We'll check the marker. .545 yards of total offense.
And the contrast in total offense is just hilarious. Katy's got all their yards rushing the ball, and CE King's got all their yards throwing the ball.
Third 15-yard penalty called on CE King in this first half. It moves the ball back into their territory. First and 10 for the Tigers from the 44 of CE King. Koger, Johnsy, tackled by T.J. Williams. That's the first time those two have connected here tonight. And it's good for around 7.
Yeah, the hardest guy for most high school defenses to cover is the fullback coming out of the backfield. The problem for Katy is that they run him out of the backfield all the time, so CE King has seen this on tape numerous times. Still a nice pass and catch from Koger to Johnsy.
Davison at the running back. He had 165 yards in the third-round game against CE King last season with the touchdown. Also threw a touchdown pass. Second down, 3. It's a handoff to the fullback, Johnsy, and he is twisted down by Beiser, a yard shy of first down yardage.
Kimball's been out on this series up until this point. Third down and 1, they run him back on the field. And it looks like they're going to go to their bare front.
Coming up on 2:15, clock moving, second quarter. Katy leads by 1. They scored the game's first 14 points. They end up always seemingly getting back up by 8 and trading touchdowns with a very game CE King Panther team as Davis converts the third down. It is the first third down picked up by Katy tonight. A gain of 5 for Davis.
CE King defensive line was flipping that time and got caught, not lined up. Tigers took advantage of it.
1:45, clock motoring. Late here, second quarter. On the draw, it's Davis. That one bottled up. Brought down by Zaylen Davis. This was a defensive line of which the starting 4 had combined for 249 tackles. Coming into this fourth-round matchup, Katy spends their second time out of the half. It is brought to you by the City of Katy. Small town charm, big city convenience. Visit cityofkaty.com to learn more or to schedule your visit today.
This holiday season, Ford wants to help you shine bright with a special offer on select Ford vehicles. Choose a vehicle in stock or simply place a custom order. Lock in your rate and you're protected, even if rates go up before your order comes in.
So much.
And that's how Ford is helping you
Proud of you, kid.
shine bright. Now, custom order a select 2023 Ford vehicle today. Lock in your rate and you're protected. Only at your local Ford dealer.
One more.
One more.
More guys with more. Set, hut.
Let's go. One more.
Thank you.
Yeah, we'll take one more.
Oh, one more.
1:28 remaining until halftime. The Katy Tigers spend their second timeout. Katy 19-3 all time in this building, dating back to 2004, but they've lost their last 2. Here's Davis, tripped up. Kimball got his hand on him and drops him for a 1-yard loss, third and long.
He's the difference maker along the front line. Just a junior.
Third down and 12 from the 33. Off the play action, Koger, incomplete. Koenig was the intended. Koger put too much on it. Here comes fourth down.
Now, can Andrus make a 50-yard field goal? Probably not. No wind here, but the offense is staying on the field.
Andrus has 40-yard range, according to what Gary Joseph told us earlier in the season before we did our first game of theirs against Atascocita. Clock is stopped with 1:02 to go. And for the third time, the Tigers will go for it on 4th down in the first half. And I think they're going to talk about it. And they do. Spin their final timeout with 1:02 remaining. This timeout is brought to you by the City of Katy. Small town charm. Big city convenience. Visit cityofkaty.com to learn more or to schedule your visit today. Let's run down our scoring summary. One play, 69-yard touchdown run by Seth Davis to get the game started. It was 7-0 Katy. After they get the ball back, a 42-yard touchdown run on one play gave the Tigers a 14-0 lead, 58 seconds in to the first quarter. And then C.E. King started to score some points. A 9-yard touchdown run on 3rd down by Denham Johnson. Then an 89-yard touchdown return, or punt return for a touchdown by Ray G. Daly. The extra point on that was blocked, and that was with 9:20 to go in the second quarter. Seth Davis took it in for the third time from 26 yards out with 8:17 to play in quarter number 2. 5-yard touchdown pass from Keith Willis to Makai Amarianini wrapped up a 4-play, 75-yard drive, giving Katy a 21-20 lead as George Young electing to continue to kick extra points. A 4th touchdown run by Davis from 40 yards out on 4th down, and then a 27-yard touchdown pass from Johnson to Daly. And here comes 4th down and 12 for the Tigers. Play action fake. Koger scrambling, throws up top and just throws it away. Weiser with the pressure.
Interesting play choice, Michael. They went with play action when it's 4th down and 12. Everybody knows they're going to throw the ball. They were just expecting some kind of trick play, and just interesting that you let Koger roll out like that and have to thread the needle like he would have to. So 1 minute left, 54 seconds left. C.E. King's got a lot of explosiveness. Let's see what they have under their up their sleeve.
And C.E. King also has all 3 of their timeouts remaining. So with 54 seconds and the ball on their own 33, what can the Panthers cook up here? Johnson, this side, just out of the reach of a sprawling Elias DeJean, who was defended by Micah Sweats. Well, this C.E. King Panther team and coaching staff has recognized that the passing game is the way to go so far in our game tonight here from NRG Stadium, as they have gashed this Katy defense to the tune of 278 passing yards.
And they are attacking the left side of the Katy defensive secondary.
Second down and 10. Daly. Throw to the first down, but out of bounds to stop the clock as Sweats was out there on the play again defensively for the Tigers. Gain of 6 on the hookup. 44 seconds to go. Johnson to DeJean, tippy toes for a first down into Tiger territory with 41 seconds to go.
Nice job of blocking by Ray G. Daly right there as he gave DeJean a little bit of a seam to get through. And DeJean, with his explosive speed, doesn't need it open very long.
18 yards. DeJean, 171 yards receiving. Johnson, over 300 yards passing. First and 10 with 41 seconds to go, second quarter. Johnson steps up and is dropped. First sack of the game for the Tigers as they finally get to Denham Johnson. Easton Schultz leading the way for Katy. Broderick Johnson in tandem with him. Now C.E. King spends a timeout. Looks like they might have spent one earlier, so I just didn't have that one registered. So they only have one timeout remaining. 34 seconds, check it now, 36 seconds after the 2-yard sack. And for Katy, that is their 24th sack, make it their 25th sack collectively this season. But at the moment, from a Katy defensive standpoint, they have no answers for this passing game.
No, they don't. And I'm kind of surprised to see King is focusing all on one side. Now, I know DeJohn and Daly are down here on the left side, but maybe move them around a little bit because you got the Katy defense now really sliding hard to the bottom of the field here where the two big-time receivers are.
28-27, 36 seconds to go in the second quarter, second down 12. Johnson forced to scramble, throws to the sideline, complete to Harris. Hit by Gavin Johnson, out of bounds, stopping the clock with 30 seconds to go.
Nice job by Harris to make himself presentable to his quarterback. He just went, stood along the sideline, waited for the ball, made a nice catch with his hands, took the shot, got the clock stopped.
Third down. And that one's going nowhere. Well scouted as Jones made the catch, but he lost yardage back to the 40.
See, King's going to use their last timeout.
Timeout. CT. Final charge timeout. Please put 23 seconds back on the game clock. 2-3.
The heart.
It's brought to you by the City of Katy, small town charm, big city convenience. Visit cityofkaty.com to learn more or to schedule your visit today. 590 combined yards of offense in the first half. C.E. King with 345, Katy with 245. Johnson has thrown for over 300 yards and a touchdown. He has a touchdown rushing. Katy has 216 yards on the ground and 4 touchdowns from the future Mississippi State Bulldog Seth Davis. All of that here in the first half, Aaron.
You just explained a whole game's worth of action in just one half. Goodness. It's almost like a video game out there, Michael.
Katy defeated Atascocita 35-28. It's getting close to that here tonight. Fans making noise at NRG. 23 seconds to go, and it's fourth down and 7 for the. So, a gain of 7 to end the first half. What an exciting first half of play. After we thought it might have been blowout city the way this game started, 14-0 Katy. It is now 28-27 Tigers at the end of the first half. Teams head to the locker room. And will do what they can to make the halftime adjustments. Dave Campbell's Texas Football loves to spotlight those behind the scenes who make Texas high school football the very best and safest it can be each week. That's why we've teamed up with Texas Children's Hospital to honor some of the hardworking student training staffs with our Student Training Staff Superstars Award. We're visiting campuses in the Houston and Austin areas this season to focus on these talented student trainers. Special thanks to Texas Children's Hospital as a donation will be made to each program. U.S. News and World Report has ranked Texas Children's the #2 pediatric hospital in the nation. See why at texaschildrens.org/best. Halftime, Katy 28, C.E. King 27.
Come enjoy the heart of Katy, Texas, one of the most delightful cities in the Lone Star State. The best part? It's a short drive from Houston and minutes from the Energy Corridor. With places to stay and places to play, anything you'd like to eat, and an old town charm that can't be beat. Activities and fun for the entire family. Enjoy the best of both worlds in the City of Champions, Katy, Texas. For more information, go to cityofkaty.com.
This holiday season, Ford wants to help you shine bright with a special offer on select Ford vehicles. Choose a vehicle in stock or simply place a custom order. Lock in your rate and you're protected, even if rates go up before your order comes in.
So much.
And that's how Ford is helping you
Proud of you, kid.
shine bright. Now, custom order a select 2023 Ford vehicle today. Lock in your rate and you're protected. Only at your local Ford dealer.
One more.
One more.
One more, guys, one more. Set, hop.
Let's go. One more. One more.
Thank you.
Yeah, we'll take one more.
Oh, one more.
Getting ready for the start of the third quarter here from NRG Stadium. A very exciting first half between Katy and C.E. King. They combined for 55 points, with the Tigers leading by just one after 24 minutes. And Eric, C.E. King gets the ball to start quarter number 3 with an opportunity to take the lead for the first time.
Yeah, and both of these teams outside of the first 2 cannon shots from Katy have been really toe-to-toe the rest of the half. And, you know, one team punches and the other one counter punches, and now C.E. King's got a chance to jump out on top and come out of the locker room on fire. But we all know how well Katy Tigers adjust in the second half and their halftime adjustments. I've never seen a high school program be able to make adjustments at halftime like they do. So it'll be interesting to see how they counteract the C.E. King passing game.
Let's run down the first half stats for Katy. 224 yards rushing, 198 of those belong to Seth Davis, and 4 touchdowns. All 4 of the Katy touchdowns, by the way. 29 yards passing for Caleb Koger, 253 yards of total offense. The Tigers picked up 9 first downs. They were 1 for 6 on third downs, 1 of 3 on fourth down conversion tries, with 1 penalty for 15 yards. For C.E. King, 36 yards on the ground, 307 yards passing for Denham Johnson, 343 yards of total offense in the first half for C.E. King. They picked up 15 first downs. They were 5 of 9 on third downs. They did turn the ball over once on down, so they are 0 for 1 on fourth downs. 3 penalties for 45 yards and a fumble. And now they have a chance to take the lead in this opening drive of the third quarter.
And they're 2 speed merchants, Daly and Dijon, going back deep for this kickoff return.
They're headed to the fourth with Dripping Springs and Vandegrift tied at 24. Adam Carter to get the second half underway. Short kick goes out of bounds.
Well, that's going to give C.E. King pretty good field position unless they choose to make him kick it again.
Either going to be at the 30 or they'll re-kick. Tonight's game is brought to you by your best in Texas Ford dealers. Ford is the best in Texas. Looks like C.E. King will take the field position.
I don't know, Michael. If I had those 2 return men back there, I might take my chances on another kick.
Ray G. Daly has an 89-yard punt return for a touchdown. But the Panthers will scrimmage from their own 30 as we begin the third quarter. Denham Johnson to Daly. Sprints up the sideline. On the first play, C.E. King has the lead.
Wow. 70 yards, just like that.
Just like the game's first play, a Seth Davis 69-yard touchdown run. First play of the third quarter, C.E. King, 70-yard catch and run by Ray G. Daly to take their first lead. And the extra point is good. Just 10 seconds in to the third quarter. And we know for certain the Tigers have not been in a game like this season.
Come enjoy the heart of Katy, Texas, one of the most delightful cities in the Lone Star State. The best part? It's a short drive from Houston and minutes from the Energy Corridor. With places to stay and places to play, anything you'd like to eat, and an old town charm that can't be beat. Activities and fun for the entire family. Enjoy the best of both worlds in the City of Champions, Katy, Texas. For more information, go to cityofkaty.com.
For the first time in this Region 3 championship game, the CE King Panthers have the lead after a 70-yard touchdown pass. Johnson to Ray G. Daly took all of 10 seconds. Katy hasn't been in a game like this all season long. They defeated Atascocita 35-28. They trailed Morton Ranch in the second half, but eventually won that game in district play back on September 16th, 41-20. Now, this is a whole different story. CE King from that very tough 21-6A district. 3 of the 4 teams still playing this week, and here's Koenig. Micah Koenig sent out of bounds by Levante Johnson after another return. That's going to set the Tigers up with excellent field position once again inside Panther territory.
You know, I'd like to say that this is just, street ball and everything, but it's not. These are 2 highly skilled teams that have great athletes doing a lot of really good stuff, and it's great fundamental football. But my goodness, the offenses and some of the weapons that are out here are just amazing.
4th time the Tigers start a drive in CE King territory, trailing for the first time by 6 early third quarter. Play clock down to 8. Play clock down to 3. Koger hands it off to Seth Davis. Slips a couple of tackles. And Will Hicks will bring him down after a 10-yard carry to move the sticks.
The amount of yards after contact, I wish we had a stat on that tonight, Michael, because Seth Davis is fighting off a tackler at the point of attack, and then he's out in the open, and he is getting tons of yards after contact.
Over 200 yards, Seth Davis. After that run, picks up a Tiger first down, their 10th of the game. On the ground again, but this time surging through. Gamard Kimball brings down Dallas Glass. Kimball's had a big day.
Yeah, he's been a force in the middle there. When he's not in the game, it's a whole different CE King defense.
Kimball is a force to be reckoned with, according to his head coach, George Young, when we spoke to him yesterday. Keep in mind, he was a game-time decision. All-district second-team defensive lineman last season. 2nd down, 12 for Katy. Davis checks back in. And he won't even get back to the original line of scrimmage. He picks up a yard, and Cameron Beiser collects him after a 1-yard gain. 3rd and long.
Yeah, you get the score on the board. It's just like baseball, Michael. You get points, runs on the board. You want your pitcher to come back out and toss a goose egg right away, and that's what the CE King defense is trying to do. Put a goose egg up, get the ball back to their offense, and let them go to work again.
3rd down and 11, 2 minutes gone by, third quarter. Katy needs the CE King 20. They were 1 for 6 back in the first half. Here's the pass to Koenig, looking for a block to develop, and he's going to be about a yard short. He got a block from Adam Jackson. Logan Mackey brought him down a yard shy of the first down marker at the 21.
Yeah, that's a good effort by Koenig to try and get to that 20-yard line. Now he's going to come out of the game. It looks like they're going to go to a little heavy package coming in. extra tight end coming in the game.
That's Colton Sanders. First catch for Koenig tonight, had a dozen coming in for 263 yards and 5 touchdowns. The Tigers 1 for 3 on 4th downs tonight. Need a yard. Seth Davis has it, and he slips down to the 12. Saving what might have been a touchdown was Leo Lane, the junior safety.
Interestingly enough, they moved Kimball out to the defensive end on the far side of the field, and he was non-existent in that play.
Today's game is brought to you by your Best in Texas Ford dealers. Ford is the best in Texas. 1st and 10 from the Panther 12. Seth Davis down inside the 10. That original contact came from Jolason Landry, but TJ Williams finished him off at the 8. (34-28). C.E. King took the lead on the first play of this third quarter, a 70-yard touchdown pass from Johnson to Daly. The pass was short. Daly did all the work. Koger. Johnsey to the pylon. Out at the 1, but it's enough for a first down. 1st and goal, Tigers.
Great decision right there by Koger. That time he held on to it a little longer to make sure that the defender came to him instead of staying on Johnsey's back pocket. And once that defender cleared Johnsey, he dumped it off to him just in time to get it to the 1-yard line. 1st and goal for the Tigers.
From the 1, Seth Davis in the lineup with Johnsey in front of him out of the fullback spot. To tie the game, if Davis can get in, or if the Tigers can get in, one would think it's going to Davis. But it's going to Johnsey. Second effort. He's down at the 1-inch line. They go with the quick hitter to the fullback, and C.E. King makes the stop, and it's 2nd and goal.
Well, that's a tough one because those linebackers are keying on the fullback. So down here, a quick dive to the fullback, the linebackers are coming right to him anyway.
7:25, clock moving, third quarter. Katy trying to tie this up at 34. Take the lead with an extra point. Here's Davis. Touchdown! That's number 5 for the senior running back, Seth Davis. Do have a player down. And it's a Katy Tiger. But a great response, Eric, by the Tigers after giving up the lead for the first time tonight. They march down the field, get an excellent kickoff return that helps spring them by Micah Koenig, convert on a 4th down, and then punch it in from a yard out.
Yeah, we saw C.E. King respond after every time the Tigers scored. Now the Tigers are going to have to be the ones to respond to what C.E. King can do.
Isaiah Ibarra, who was questionable coming in. Gary Joseph told us on the field he would start. He was slow to get up, but he's able to walk off under his own power.
Ray G. Daly is in on the kickoff extra point block team. Watch him coming from the top side up there, Michael.
Andrish out for his 5th extra point of the evening. This one to give Katy its 1-point lead back. He got it. 4:46 gone by, third quarter. Katy back in front by 1.
This holiday season, Ford wants to help you shine bright with a special offer on select Ford vehicles. Choose a vehicle in stock or simply place a custom order. Lock in your rate and you're protected, even if rates go up before your order comes in.
So much.
And that's how Ford is helping you
I'm proud of you, kid.
shine bright. Now, custom order a select 2023 Ford vehicle today. Lock in your rate and you're protected. Only at your local Ford dealer.
Update from the Region 4 championship game, 6A Division II, Vandergrift leads Dripping Springs 27-24, fourth quarter action on Texan Live. Katy's got their 1-point lead again. Adam Carter's kick is short. It is bobbled by DeJean. Picks it up at the 10, steps out of bounds at the 15. A 1-yard touchdown run by Seth Davis. That's touchdown number 5 of his night. 9 plays covering 40 yards and 436. With the extra point, it is Katy 35 and C.E. King 34. With the Panthers back out on offense, their first possession of the third quarter went 1 play, 70 yards, and a touchdown. Katy has had no answers for the passing game of Denham Johnson. He has torched them all night long, and on play action, he's going to scramble, has some room to run, angles out at the 20 as Chisholm Hill was there defensively for Katy.
Smart decision right there by Johnson to take what he can get upfield, get out of bounds, and live to play another play. He's going to have ample opportunities to throw the ball. Nice job of picking up 5.
Very first state quarterfinal appearance for C.E. King. They've reached the regional semis now in back-to-back years after a 32-year absence dating back to 1989 when they were defeated by A&M Consolidated 17-6. The pitch to Willis on the ground, first down, spinning up near the 30-yard line. Ruled out at the 29, so he gets 9 on the play in just his 4th rush of the evening. By the way, A&M Consolidated are in the market for a new head coach after Lee Fedora stepped down earlier today, or maybe last night.
Yeah, that's a great program. Lots of talent up there in the Bryan College Station area. That one will be highly sought after.
1st and 10, Panthers. 5 minutes gone by here in the third. 5 receivers in the lineup. Johnson with a short pass to Daly, and he stumbles. Around the 32-yard line, Gavin Johnson there on the tackle. Just 3 yards on that pass play.
If you're the Tigers, you got to feel pretty good holding that guy to 3 yards. You just kind of hold your breath every time he catches the ball.
Second down, 7. Johnson, Daly, far side. And this time the Tigers had that one well scouted. Alutu Judah, the nickelback, makes the tackle at the 36-yard line.
Well, the thing that's helping the Katy Tigers defense is none of the Panther receivers are going downfield. They're both staying in the blocks, so that's drawing those 2 extra defenders up. And Daly doesn't have as much room to operate, whereas if they throw him that ball with the receivers clearing out, now he has some room to manipulate the area.
3rd down, 5. Johnson with a pump fake, tripped up. He won't get there. And a huge defensive stop by the Tigers. They needed it after Denham Johnson's been gashing them all night long.
Yeah, and that was tough because Johnson, had he held the ball just for a second longer and took a look at his running back was actually coming open in the flats. All he had to do was pitch it to him option style, and he had been right down the sideline for a long ways. But they're going to punt.
It seems like the first punt in forever for C.E. King as Will Hicks comes out. He's got punts of 19 and 36 yards. Both of them coming back in the first quarter. And we've got a whistle. Looks like the play clock expired.
Well, there was a little confusion on the sideline. The players on the field wanted to go for it, of course. The coaching staff, I think, was having a little discussion back and forth real quick before they decided to send the punt team on. And then the punt team was a little slow getting everybody on the field. So you could see that penalty coming.
Clock stopped with 5:20 to play in the third. Short kick. Koenig on the run, hit at the 44-yard line. Good downfield tackle made by Devon Clark.
That one was a little dangerous right there. But nice job by Koenig to secure the ball. Good field position for the Tigers. Now they've got a chance to push the lead back out to 8 again. They got the stop they needed.
They start with good field position as they'll scrimmage from their own 44-yard line. Pep Boys Auto Service and Tires, proud to be an official sponsor of the UIL. .5:13 to play. Third quarter. Katy's up by 1. Handoff and straight up the middle for 2 yards. Dallas Glass with the carry. Glass has been held to just 20 yards on 6 carries.
Well, it's hard to say that they got the control of the running game when Davis has gone off for over 200. So
Gary Joseph said to us yesterday he felt his team left some points out there in the second half of this the third round game last week against Summer Creek. They've scored 1 touchdown so far in this third quarter. They scored 1 touchdown last week on the pitch. And Dallas Glass will get a couple of more, so this will bring up third down, and you're looking at around 7.
Davis not in the game right now for the Panthers on the interior. They've got Hartsfield in there now taking his place.
This is a Katy team that picked up 418 yards against Summer Creek last week. They're at 296 right now. And it is third down and 6. Koger wide open. Johnsy, first down and more, steps out of bounds at the Panther 39-yard line. Look how long Kamar Kimball had to run to be on that play defensively.
Yeah, again, the fullback is the toughest player to cover in a high school football offense. And that time they were able to slip him out on the boot, a little waggle to the right side. Koger did a nice job of putting that one right in the middle of that 8.
That's good for 13 yards and a new set of downs. Koger now has hit on his last 4 after beginning tonight's game 0 for 3. First and 10 Tigers. On the ground as Dallas Glass pushed back by Bryce Morton, who has the tackle at the 37. Going back to leaving points out there last week, Gary Joseph added that Summer Creek could have overcome that 28-point deficit. They almost came back from 20 against Katy last season in the Region 3 final, but only if the Tigers imploded. They didn't, and they won last week by 28. They're in a dogfight here tonight at NRG Stadium. First appearance in this building since losing in 2019 to North Shore. There's Glass, and he tries to slip by 1, but Dylan Spencer was there defensively at the start. And now it's a loss back to the 40, and it's third down and long, 11 to go.
Well, you're starting to see the CE King defensive backs and linebackers play a lot more aggressively as they've figured out that maybe the Katy wide receivers can't get past them.
2:30 to go, third quarter. Each team with a touchdown. 3rd and 11. Wraparound draw, Dallas Glass surges through a hole, but then gets tripped up by Hicks at the 32-yard line. He got 8. And now it's 4th and 3.
Nice job of attacking that one by the Tigers, but man, just got a paw on the legs of Glass and knocked him down.
4th down and 3. Glass still in the lineup. 2 tight ends. Koger play fakes. Wide open, Johnsy again. 1st and down and more as Hicks pushes him out at the 15. 17 yards on 4th down, and the drive continues.
Nice job by the Katy offensive coordinator of understanding what's being given to him and not asking Koger to do more than what he can do. Just dump it off to Johnsy as he picks up a huge 1st down. Tigers inside the red zone now.
Johnsy had 3 catches last week in the win over Summer Creek. He has 4 for 44 today. 1:34 remaining, 1st down and 10 from the 15 of C.E. King. Dallas Glass cruises up the middle and picks up 3. This is more like it from a Katy Tiger offensive possession standpoint. This drive started with 5:13 to go. It's gone 4+ minutes and could take us to the end of the 3rd. Still 27-24, Vandegrift on top of Dripping Springs. Winner of that one gets the winner of this one next weekend. 2nd down, 7. It's Glass. Inside, 1st down as he rumbles down to the 3-yard line where he's gobbled up by T.J. Williams.
Yeah, nice action by the offensive line right there as they caved everybody down to the left, brought a man back over the fullback to kick out that defensive end and gave Glass a huge running lane as he made his way up through the middle and almost got into the end zone.
Tonight's game is sponsored by Body Armor. Body Armor, more than a sports drink.
Power eye, Michael.
3 in the backfield. Game clock down to 20. Here's the pitch to Dallas Glass. And he goes into the end zone. He was helped in by Bryce Morton, but they're going to rule him down inside the 1. It looked like Morton tackled him into the end zone.
Yeah, he slung him forward from the 2-yard line, and I thought he got the football over the line as he brought his right arm around. And we're going to see it on the big board, and my goodness, man.
That was very close.
Very close.
But the teams switched directions one last time. We're through 3. 1-point game on Dave Campbell's Texan Live.
One more.
One more.
More guys with more. Set, hut.
Let's go. One more.
Hey, kid.
Yeah, we'll take one more.
Oh, one more.
The heart. It's what moves us, keeps us growing strong. And at Texas Children's Heart Center, they've been #1 in the nation at treating hearts like mine for 5 years in a row. From the most common diseases to the most complex, they're always looking for new ways to keep our hearts healthy, using genetic testing, AI predictive programs, and minimally invasive procedures. The expert team of physicians help families stay healthy by never missing a beat.
Start the 4th and final quarter. From NRG Stadium in Houston, this, the Class 6A Division II state quarterfinal, the Region 3 championship game. Michael Silvers and Eric Folkerts and our Dave Campbell's Texan Live crew. Juvie Garza with us as well. Our producer back at the studio, Jesse Wolf. Mallory Hartley is the associate producer, and the executive producer of Dave Campbell's Texan Live is Ashley Pickle. 35-34 Katy. It is second down and goal from inside the 1 for the Tigers.
Bush push coming.
There it is. There's a flag thrown on the far sideline along the goal line. Right now it's a touchdown, but we'll have to check the penalty flag.
Well, I'm guessing since they let the play go, it's probably going to be against C.E. King.
If it stands, it would be his third rushing touchdown of the season as the officials group up together inside the 5 to talk this one out. Ricky Prine will let the, there it is, offside. Let us all know. On the 11th play of the drive, Caleb Koger sneaks it in from a yard out. And the lead could be back to 8 for the first time in the second half for the Katy Tigers if Hunter Andrich can connect on his 6th extra point try. And he's got it.
Well, I tell you what, Michael, there's a late flag down again. Now, did they run into the holder on this one? But like you said, Michael, this was more of the Katy offense that we're familiar with. Long drive, took a lot of time off the clock, and then got the touchdown at the end. And that one, with the exception of the little dump-offs to the fullback, that was just run it right down your throat, Katy football.
11 plays, 56 yards, and 5:18. Koger with the 1-yard touchdown has given Katy an 8-point lead for the first time since the second quarter, as we are just underway in the fourth quarter. Now you wonder, should C.E. King get back in the end zone? When does George Young attempt 2 points?
Yeah, we talked about not wanting to chase that point, and he's been very good about staying on cue, kicking the extra points like you should, and don't chase that point, because once you miss a 2-point conversion, now you're chasing 2 points. And so now Coach Young has got to get his team in the end zone. They don't need to panic. Plenty of time left, 11:55 on the clock. C.E. King's very explosive. 11:55, we might see 30 points put up between now and the end of the game.
391 yards through the air for Denham Johnson. 5 of those 391 yards passing by C.E. King came on a touchdown pass from Willis to Amari Anini back in the first half. Returnable for Elias DeJean from the 2. Running laterally, and he's going to be stopped around the 9-yard line. They may give him the 10.
I think they're going to give him the 10 just to make the spotting easier. Well, he ran a long ways sideways, Michael.
Tonight's Region 3 championship game is brought to you by your Best in Texas Ford dealers. Ford is the best in Texas. Chisholm Hill made the special teams tackle. And the Panthers have a long way to go, but they've been able to gash the Katy secondary all night long. The defense did get a stop on the last C.E. King drive. Johnson wants to run it himself, and he'll get maybe half a yard. Thought that might open up for him, made the decision, and got a yard.
Yeah, Guyman that time was sitting right in the middle of the Katy defense, and he was the spy on Johnson. And when Johnson took off out of the pocket, he went with him.
Second down and 9. 45 seconds into quarter number 4. Johnson looking to throw. Now tries to break contain. Now throw against the grain, and what a catch by Amari Anini. Skylar Wynn draped all over him in coverage. Out to the 33. They'll give him the 34 for a 23-yard hookup.
That time Guyman was a little late getting to Johnson, got outside, found himself some extra time to get a throw off, and delivered it right on a dime.
412 yards in the air for Denham Johnson. And he's going to throw again. Sling it over the middle. Marianini hit as the ball got to him. Skylar Wynn with the coverage on number 82. Second down.
Yeah, the CE King coaching staff thinking Wynn got there a little early. Man, I don't know. That's tough. That's one of those bang-bang plays, and Wynn did a nice job of knocking the ball away.
That ends a streak of 9 straight completions. 42-34. A minute 22 gone by here in the fourth. Now the receivers are grouped in tight on either side. Here's Daly. Tackled for a loss by Damian Nuvo. That is his 14th tackle behind the line of scrimmage this season. A loss back to the 31.
We got a final score. Vandegrift beat Dripping Springs 27-24, Michael.
So the Vipers await the winner of this one next weekend in the state semifinals. Tough to beat the same team twice.
Looks like a little confusion on the Panthers side. They're running down the time play clock.
Down to 5. It is 3rd and 13. And a timeout. Flag has been thrown, and that blows the play dead. Might this be offensively called on CE King for a false start?
False start. Number 83 offense.
Rakai Marianini. And now it drops CE King into a 3rd down and 18 situation. 5 penalties called on the Panthers tonight. Need the 44. And another whistle. Timeout, Katy. This timeout is brought to you by the City of Katy. Small town charm, big city convenience. Visit cityofkaty.com to learn more or to schedule your visit today. Back with 3rd down and 18 in just a moment.
Come enjoy the heart of Katy, Texas, one of the most delightful cities in the Lone Star State. The best part? It's a short drive from Houston and minutes from the Energy Corridor. With places to stay and places to play. Anything you'd like to eat, and an old town charm that can't be beat. Activities and fun for the entire family. Enjoy the best of both worlds in the City of Champions, Katy, Texas. For more information, go to cityofkaty.com.
Melissa.
Well, we've seen some scores go by, Michael. Some impressive scores tonight. North Shore, of course, taking it to a Atascocita. That doesn't surprise us. But Fort Bend Marshall over in the 5A Division II. Those buffs down there on the M block took it down with chin to PNG this year.
Who, by the way, has a head coach related to Katy head coach Gary Joseph, his son Jeff. Out of the timeout, it is 3rd down and 18. 5 receivers in the lineup. Flag. Did they start early again?
Yeah, the noise on the Katy side of the field has got the signals being a little slow from the center. The receivers are taking off. They hear the signal, but they've got to wait for the snap of the ball.
Couldn't get a number on the announcement from Ricky Prine, but doesn't really matter. Now it's going to be 3rd down and 23 as CE King kind of melting down a bit on this offensive possession with these penalties.
Yeah, their offense is becoming a little predictable. They had great success with a few plays in the first half, and they've run them again here in the second half, but the Tigers have made the adjustments like they should.
9:34, the time remaining, fourth quarter, and it is 3rd down and 23. Johnson trying to set something up short, and Johnsy gets to him. Guyman's there, and a bunch of Tigers bring him down at the 10-yard line. Second sack of the evening by the Tiger defense. And it'll force CE King to punt it away.
Yeah, they tried to run the little flare screen over on the far side of the field with Daly and DeJean, and the Tigers were right there. Johnson had to pull it down. Then he had to try and find some opening, and he couldn't. As you said, Johnsy came in and got him first, spun him around, and then Diamond finished him off for the sack.
A hush is fallen over NRG Stadium with a hurt Tiger down around the 8-yard line. We'll break it. The injured Tiger was Dallas Alu Suliafu. In on the defensive line rotation for the Tigers. They get the sack of Denham Johnson, and it's going to force Will Hicks to punt it away out of his own end zone.
See if the Tigers come after this one. They have not shown any interest in it up to this point, and they don't either. Oh!
And that is a poor punt by Hicks. He needs a bounce, and he's going to get the bounce. That didn't look good coming off his right foot, but he gets a generous roll to the 49-yard line, a 39-yard punt by Hicks, but only half the field to go for Katy, who have benefited a lot today from great field position.
Now let's see if they can come out with another one of their 5-minute grind it down your throat type of drive here and try and finish this one off.
This has also been a very physical game. 8:57. The time remaining in this Region 3 championship game. Katy begins yet again in C.E. King territory, just inside the 50-yard line. Seth Davis, 5 touchdowns tonight, and as the running back on this drive. He gets the call. Seth Davis, this could be 6. As he strides down the sideline. Touchdown, Katy.
Either the Panther defense misaligned or they were in a completely different defense because they had a huge 2-gap opening right over top of the left tackle, and that's exactly where the Tigers exploited that. They maybe set them up by formation, but the Tigers knew exactly what they were doing. They hit it right with all their blocking, and Davis took it to the house for number 6.
I'm not sure if he's ever had a 6-touchdown game. But he's close to a season high in yards gained on the ground. 49-34 Katy, 8:48 to go here at NRG.
This holiday season, Ford wants to help you shine bright with a special offer on select Ford vehicles. Choose a vehicle in stock or simply place a custom order. Lock in your rate and you're protected. Even if
Tonight's Region 3 championship game is brought to you by your best in Texas Ford dealers. Ford is the best in Texas. Seth Davis, half a dozen touchdown runs. Short kick. DeJean lets it bounce, and he's going to have to field it inside his own 5, and he's in trouble. DeJean is tackled at the 2. Things a bit unraveling for the Panthers in this second half after that 70-yard touchdown catch and run by Ray G. Daly to start off the third quarter.
Yeah, that was a bad decision because as high as Katy kicks that ball, it gives their coverage team time to get downfield, and then you let it hit on the ground, and that delays your return even longer. And, man, DeJean was in trouble from the minute he caught that ball.
Ball will be spotted at the 3. Davis has touchdown runs of 69, 42 yards, 26 yards, 40 yards, a 1-yard touchdown run, and then another 49-yarder. Johnson connects Daly, but the Tigers are there. And outside of that 70-yard touchdown that started this second half, Katy has made some adjustments to the passing game.
Yeah, like I said, they're one of the best high school teams that I have ever seen to make adjustments in the second half, and they've been doing that all the way back to Mike Johnston time. They are phenomenal for shutting down teams in the second half.
Coming up on 4 minutes gone by here in the fourth quarter. The lead is 15 for Katy. Johnson with 5 receivers, flag.
False start. 17 on half the distance to the goal. Remaining second down.
C.E. King not doing themselves any favors with these penalties.
Those are penalties that will take a little bit of the bite out of you. You just keep going backwards, keep going backwards.
That puts the ball at the 2. Second down, 11. Johnson fires it. Daly goes to a first down. Swung out of bounds on the tackle by Micah Sweats to the 10-yard line.
He's going to come up about 3 yards short. 3rd and 3 coming up, and boy, I tell you what, you're running out of time. C.E. King's got to have a first down.
What a game by Ray G. Daly, 179 yards on 12 receptions and a touchdown, a punt return for a touchdown. Elias DeJean has 175 yards on 7 receptions, but none in the second half. And there's Amari Anini. He's got the first down as the drive continues with the 3rd down conversion at the C.E. King 23.
He's been the guy on the opposite side of the formation of DeJean and Daly to kind of answer the call, and I'd like to see Johnson exploit that matchup a little more. Tigers are really sliding their defensive secondary to the right side where DeJean and Daly are, leaving a lot of gaps on the left side.
1st and 10 with 7:05 to go. The Panther deficit is 15. Johnson fires, and that one incomplete, thrown just a bit behind Dwayne Harris. Gavin Johnson was there in coverage.
Right now the Tigers are in a 4-1-6. They have 4 defensive linemen, a linebacker spying on the quarterback, and then 6 defensive backs, and 3 of them are covering 2 on the right side. That leaves 3-on-3 on the right side over here for the Panthers. They need to use that a little bit more here as they wind down the clock.
2nd down and 10. C.E. King has not rushed the football much at all tonight as Johnson throws, and that one almost intercepted. Harris was the intended with Jed Alutu Judah draped all over him in coverage. There was 2 receivers in the area, Dwayne Harris and Vincent Jones. Here comes another 3rd down for Denham Johnson. Harris checks out of the lineup, checking in Kamari and Mackey.
Connor Johnson's been putting a lot of pressure on the quarterback. Guyman's been the guy that's spying on the quarterback.
3rd down and 10, and a timeout taken by George Young and C.E. King. It's brought to you by the City of Katy. Small town charm, big city convenience. Visit cityofkaty.com to learn more or to schedule your visit today.
Come enjoy the heart of Katy, Texas, one of the most delightful cities in the Lone Star State. The best part? It's a short drive from Houston and minutes from the Energy Corridor. With places to stay and places to play, anything you'd like to eat, and an Old Town charm that can't be beat. Activities and fun for the entire family. Enjoy the best of both worlds in the City of Champions, Katy, Texas. For more information, go to cityofkaty.com.
Michael Silvers and Eric Folkerts with you from NRG Stadium. 3rd down and 10 after CE Kings spent their first timeout. 49-34 Tigers. The Panthers need to convert. It is 3rd and 10. 6:50 to go. Play clock down to 5. Johnson guns it over the middle. It's knocked away. Alutu Judah. Defensively for the Tigers, smacked it away from Vincent Jones. 4th down, and the punt team has to come out.
Boy, he was right in the receiver's hip pocket and made a nice break on it right at the end. Got his hand in there just as the receiver was making a basket to make the catch. Poked it away. Nice defensive play.
That was the 42nd pass attempt by Denham Johnson tonight. Pass falls incomplete, and a punting situation for Will Hicks. This will be punt number 4. That one again does not look good. He'll need a good bounce, and this time he doesn't get it. A short kick, and CE Kings just letting it roll back towards their end zone before it is touched by Joshua Thornton.
That punt wouldn't have even got a first down, Michael.
17 yards on the punt, and Katy has a chance to do some real damage late here, about halfway through the 4th quarter. 6:35 to play. Katy once again on the plus side of midfield to start a drive. This from the Panther 27. Dallas Glass, the lone setback, and Koger gives it off to him as he runs into a wall of Panthers at the 23.
Well, that time the Tigers tried to set the defense by shifting into it. I think if they go to a more conventional lineup in that area and let the Panthers line up, I think they'll have that gap open up again.
Coming up on 6 minutes to play here in the state quarterfinal. Vandegrift is waiting. They defeated Dripping Springs by 3 earlier tonight. Dallas Glass. And he is collared at the 20. Another 3 yards. Keeps the clock moving.
That time the Panthers ran a little stunt route with their linebackers as the defensive lineman angled in towards the center and the linebacker circled around behind him, trying to get some guys into the backfield to try and make some turnovers happen. See if the Tigers catch him on a play action right here.
3rd down and 3. Seth Davis back in the lineup. Koger gives it off to number 23. Seth Davis, 1st down, charging ahead, and will get a little help, stay on his feet, and will get pulled down to around the 5. He's still on his feet. Wow, down to the 3. That was just a battle of will.
He turned a 9-yard run into a 17-yard run, took it all the way down to the 3. And he got a little help from his friends. He had a couple of tight ends in there pushing him. Then some of the big boys got involved and really gave him a shot forward. Sanders, the big line tight end in there doing the first push. Do we go for 7, Michael?
Davis stopped at the 1. Unofficially, Davis is 26 yards away from tying the all-time rushing record at Katy High School, currently set by Rodney Anderson. And a player is down for Katy. 4:16 to go. That's Cohen Eccles. And he will be treated by the training staff of Katy High School. 49-34. C.E. King led this game once after that 70-yard touchdown pass to start the third quarter. It has been a physical game, and C.E. King has hung in there. Finished 4th in District 21 6A behind North Shore, Atascocita, Summer Creek. 4th round for the very first time in their school history, dating back to when they started varsity football back in the 50s. And they came in here ready, got punched in the mouth early, trailed by 14-0. They started coming back and matching things and really gave Katy all they could handle. The game's not over yet.
No, it's not. It's definitely not. But, yeah, you saw C.E. King take their experience from last year and use it to their advantage to come back, keep coming back against the Tigers until they got the lead. And then the Tigers, of course, have been here before. And here comes the Bush push again.
Coger's already scored once. No signal yet as the officials come in from either side.
Touchdown.
Got it. Touchdown, Katy.
Touchdown, Katy.
That one might be all she wrote.
Yeah, you
CE
hang a double nickel up in the region final. You got a pretty good chance of finishing this one off.
Coger's second touchdown dive. A little help from his friends. A lot of anxious moments tonight for the fans of Katy High School. I mean, they're still getting outgained by 44 yards in this game. But a 3-touchdown deficit might be too tall of a task for the Panthers with only 4 minutes to go. 56-34 Tigers.
This holiday season, Ford wants to help you shine bright with a special offer on select Ford vehicles. Choose a vehicle in stock or simply place a custom order. Lock in your rate and you're protected, even if rates go up before your order comes in.
So much.
And that's how Ford is helping you
Proud of you, kid.
shine bright. Now, custom order a select 2023 Ford vehicle today. Lock in your rate and you're protected. Only at your local Ford dealer.
One more.
One more.
One more, guys, one more. Set, hop.
Let's go. One more.
Hey, kid.
Yeah, we'll take one more.
Oh, one more.
When you pull up to the big red door at Pep Boys, you enter the red zone. Pep Boys, proud to be an official sponsor of the UIL. Touchback. So a 1-yard touchdown run by Caleb Coger, his second touchdown from a yard out, 5 plays covering 27 yards and 233. 4:02 remaining in this Region 3 championship game. It's 56-34 Tigers. This is the most amount of points given up by C.E. King this season, and also the most amount of points given up by Katy this season.
Yeah, and some people are going to look at this score and think, wow, Katy, beat him pretty good. This was a tight ball game all the way through, Michael. I think the Tigers are going to learn a lot from this one.
Johnson on first down, slings it, and Elias DeJean is going nowhere after making that catch.
Tackled by Michael Sweats of Katy. Second down, 3-yard gain on the play.
DeJohn's first catch of the second half. It's good for 3 yards. C.E. King not running in any sort of hurry up. They're down by 22. They probably know that the end is near. Boy, they made it fun tonight. Putting up 34, taking the lead early second half. Tigers, in the end, proving to be maybe just a little too much. Harris with the reception, first down to the 42 on a 14-yard pass play. And I think if you're Gary Joseph, you have to figure out a way to find out what went wrong with the pass defense. They've shorted up here in the second half, but they've given up 436 yards in the air, the most that anybody's thrown against them this year. Johnson dropped this time. That was Harris on the drop. Now it's second down.
And you just see a big change now in the C.E. King Panthers body language. Just doesn't have the same energy and zip on it in their bodies that they had earlier.
U.S. News and World Report has ranked Texas Children's Hospital the #2 pediatric hospital in the nation. See why at texaschildrens.org. Second down and 10. Johnson fires, complete to DeJohn. He'll get it to midfield and a yard inside Katy territory.
Across the 50 into Tiger territory. Michael Sweats with the tackle. 3rd and 1 for King.
Two well over 100-yard receivers for the Panthers today. DeJohn with 185, Daly with 179. Outstanding performance by them. And of course, the quarterback, that one dropped by DeJohn. Now it is 4th down in the yard with 2:03 remaining inside NRG Stadium. The Vandegrift Vipers waiting the Katy Tigers. Now we can start to speculate a bit on the when and the where. It was all over the map in the lead up to this one. You've heard if it was Vandegrift, the game would be in Waco. If it was Dripping Springs, the game would be in Austin. The Alamo Dome was thrown in the mix, but we know nothing about next week. 4th down. And the first on the reception by Daly at the 41-yard line.
And I tell you what, Johnson has slung this thing over 45 times, and I don't know if he's ever put his receiver in a situation where he hung him out to dry. I think he's always been either right on the receiver or just over top of him, but he's done a nice job of delivering a lot of footballs tonight.
Both teams with 20 first downs. 1:35 to go. Johnson airs it out. Daly just over his right shoulder. Micah Sweats had the coverage. Jonathan Hall was drifting that way as well from his safety spot.
We've had just the one turnover tonight. I believe the fumble by Johnson.
Yep. It all began with a bad snap.
Koger had his struggles with throwing the ball early in the first half, but again, overshot everybody. Didn't come close to the possible interceptions that he could have thrown in last year's game.
Yeah, George Young told us yesterday he thought Koger could have been picked off 4 times in the game last year. Katy spins their second timeout. It's brought to you by the City of Katy, small town charm, big city convenience. Visit cityofkaty.com to learn more or to schedule your visit today. Tonight's game is a production of Dave Campbell's Texan Live, and it's intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or any other use of this broadcast without the express written consent of Dave Campbell's Texan Live is strictly prohibited. Statistics provided by the Athletics Department, a full-service provider for high school and college stats. Visit them on the web at theathleticsdepartment.com. and look them up on all social media platforms. 1:33 remaining in tonight's game. Katy will move on and win their 20th Region 3 championship. 15-4 in state semifinals, losing in 02, 2017, and last year. And the fourth came back in 1998 when they had to forfeit their semifinal win over San Antonio MacArthur. Second down 10 after the timeout. Johnson fires, almost picked off by Sweats. He leads the team in interceptions with 4 on the year. And it's third down for the Panthers. This game is over 3 hours long. Started at 7, we're 5 past 10 here in Houston.
Yeah, but I tell you what, it was edge of your seat action back and forth for the first 2.5 hours.
Third down and 10. Off play action, Johnson throws on the run, too tall and almost picked off again. Sweats had a chance with his outstretched right arm. The pass was intended for DeJean. Here comes fourth down for C.E. King. They'll need to get it down to the 31 of Katy to continue this drive. If they can't come up with the first down, then all Katy will have to do is put the game away in victory formation. Play clock got down to 0. And the 8th penalty on C.E. King tonight. Their 5th of the second half, their second delay of game. Clock is stopped with 1:21 remaining. North Shore victorious over Atascocita. They will await the winner of Westlake and San Antonio Brennan tomorrow afternoon. Fourth down, 15. Johnson airs it out, and it's intercepted. There's the punctuation as Jonathan Hall picks off his second pass of the season, and that will put the game away for the Katy Tigers in another regional final in the trophy case.
And I'll be honest with you, Michael, Hall, in addition to Johnsey on his pass rushing skills, Hall has been the key factor in the Katy defense here in the second half because it's his adjustments and his positioning in the defensive secondary that has basically dictated to C.E. King, you're not going to do to us in the second half what you did to us in the first half. So Hall's done a great job of playing center field out there for the Tigers.
The Tigers will survive a valiant effort by the fourth place team out of District 21 6A and win their 20th Region 3 championship. We're just going to give it off to Dallas Glass, motoring out to the 16-yard line.
One more snap should do it, Michael. Do we have a debate about the player of the game?
No. In fact, tonight's player of the game, presented by Texas Children's Hospital, is Seth Davis. Unofficially 21 carries for 280 yards and 6 touchdowns.
Major
Katy
props,
Tigers tonight.
Major props to the Panthers receivers, though. Goodness sakes, and their quarterback.
Yeah. Absurd numbers.
Yeah. Davis just was so good tonight.
30 seconds to go. There's Dallas Glass as he takes it out to the 30-yard line. Gains 14 more, and that will do it. U.S. News and World Report has ranked Texas Children's the #2 pediatric hospital in the nation. CY at texaschildrens.org/best. They're going to line up on the midfield stripe. The Katy Tigers, for a third consecutive year, are the Region 3 champions and will move on to face the Vandergrift Vipers in the Class 6A Division II state semifinals next weekend. Congratulations to CE King on a wonderful season. They had the Tigers on the ropes, had the lead early in the second half, but in the end, Gary Joseph's kids proved to be just a little too much for head coach George Young and his Panthers.
Michael, what I love to see is that the Katy coaching staff, having been through this numerous times, they're the first ones across the field. They beat the kids across the field. And Coach Joseph, you can see him being so gracious in his congratulations to Coach Young and the CE Kings. And he's all the way, Coach Michael, he's all the way over here on the other side of the field, slapping Daly on the back of the head, telling him heck of a ball game. And he's over here on the sideline looking for even more CE King kids. So a lot of class act, even though they've been here, done this before, still very much a class act on the Katy Tigers side of the field.
All right, we are now getting word that next week's game between Vandergrift and Katy will be next Saturday afternoon, 2 p.m. at the Alamo Dome in San Antonio. State semifinals, Class 6A, Division II. Final score from NRG Stadium, 56-34. Katy wins their 20th Region 3 championship. Hope you enjoyed it. To my broadcast partner, Eric Folkerts, and our entire Dave Campbell's Texas Live crew, Michael Silver saying so long from NRG.